I checked the weather report last night before coming out, and how they described the forecast for this morning was a murky start to the day, which, to be honest, wasn't the most inspiring or exciting. But I woke up pretty early and looked out, and there was kind of this fog and this mist lingering around, and I figured I would just grab the camera, head out here to a place that's really close to home for me, and one that I've been coming to for years, ever since I moved to this area. It's this kind of local park with these kind of gnarly old trees which keep changing. You know, I've come here mostly in the past just to do camera tests and stuff. It's very much, I think, a place that I've taken for granted. A lot of places close to home. I think it's just easy to get into that mindset at times of having to travel somewhere, put on some miles for a place to be worthwhile shooting, which is obviously not the case at all. So yeah, I wanted to get out today to just simplify and change that, and honestly just explore places close to home, shoot some black and white film, and just yeah, enjoy the day, enjoy the process. So this church back behind me is pretty incredible, and whenever I come here, this is where I park, and I can't walk through this place without stopping to photograph it. Just so interesting, so many details, so much history. It's always worth a little explore. But worth mentioning, today I'm shooting some T-Max 400, at least right now, which is a film that I never shoot. And I'm working with square format, which is an aspect ratio that I also rarely shoot with. So just trying to switch it up a little bit, which I think is important every now and then, just to kind of get out there and experiment. Anyways, through about a roll and a half of film. Been a good little stop here, but I'm gonna get on the road and explore some more local areas. So first two rolls today have been T-Max 400, as I said, but I think I'm gonna go HP5 and I'm gonna push it to 800. Just because it's pretty gloomy out. And it's been nice to not use a tripod so far. We'll get back to the video in a minute, just have to take a quick break to talk about the sponsor today, which is Squarespace. So I've been using Squarespace for a number of years now, and it's become one of the most important tools for me as a photographer to build, maintain, and update my photography website. And one of the biggest things that stands out for me is just how easy it is to use while also getting professional looking results. So if that's something like building a new website from scratch using one of their professional looking templates, or something like their blueprint builder, or even just adding new galleries, rearranging images, adding an online shop to sell books, prints, and other things like that, or even adding a blog to start writing, these are all features that are available at the click of a button. So if you've been wanting to build a website, check out squarespace.com today, sign up for a free trial, test it out, and when you're ready to launch, you can use my link below to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. So a couple of weeks ago, I went down to the New Forest with some friends just for a day, and they were doing some filming, but for me, it was the first time in a really long time where I got out with the camera, didn't film, and also didn't have any plans other than going for a walk and shooting for the day. You know, typically I'm trying to work on some project or, you know, have some goal in mind or something like that, which is fine. But I've noticed that it's really few and far between when I go out and just shoot for the fun of it. And that day down in the New Forest, you know, it was my first time out with the Mamiya 6 as well. I just took some film and treated it as shooting some test rolls, and I ended up making a bunch of images that I was actually quite happy with. And more importantly, just had like such an enjoyable day out with the camera. It almost brought me back to when I first started, and you know, the whole point was just going out, like picking a location and exploring and kind of looking at the environment close and just having fun. You know, there was really no pressure to do anything beyond that. So this day down in the New Forest was a reminder to me that I need to do that more often. And even just coming out so far this morning, you know, like 4 hours into the day, I'm on my third roll of film. I have no idea what these images are going to be like, but it's just been so fun already to go to a couple spots close to home, like I said, and just wander, you know, get my feet wet, walk through some forests, and just do photography purely for the fun of it, for the process, which is obviously very, very important. So something I need to do more of. But I think I'm gonna go back, walk to the car, and maybe check out one more spot. It's the dog that just came bombing through the woods here. Off leash, chasing something. All right, see what else we can find. Here we are. Favorite spot of mine. Always got to check this one out. So this is a place that I first came across about 2 years ago, and it was very much a day like today, you know, out just exploring, casual day photography, and I stumbled across the garage next door to here, which is pretty interesting. But when I was there, I saw this old, I think this used to be a church in the woods, pretty dilapidated, and it has these two old cars here. There's also a car out front of the garage that's overgrown and basically becoming part of the bush. And this is just a scene that is quite rare here in England. I would say you don't see stuff like this often at all. So, you know, this is one that's always on my list. You know, whenever I'm in the area, I make a point of coming and stopping here. And it's just a fun place to spend some time and make some images. But this is a very fitting one to have as one of the last locations, just because, yeah, it ties in with, you know, everything I was talking about today. Just going out, having fun, not worrying too much about what you're doing or what it's all about. And yeah, I think it's important. For me, I've very much gone the other direction a lot over the years and need to balance it out better and have days like this because, yeah, this is what it's all about sometimes.